It's time to rack up the heavenly points. This is called merit. Go back to St. Paul where he says, I make up for what's lacking in Christ's suffering and death. What does that mean? Obviously, Christ's suffering, death, and resurrection lacks nothing. But it goes back to what the earliest Christians always thought. God made the world without us, but he won't save the world without us. So what does that mean? That means we participate in Christ's resurrection, in Christ's redemption. So Jesus redeemed the world, but he allows us to help him redeem the world because as Christians, we're in Christ. We're not adding anything to Christ or taking anything away. We're always in Christ. So we want to rack up the points. Back when I was wrestling, there was something I listened to of Bobby Douglas, the head coach of Iowa State, who coached Cale Sanderson, probably the top college wrestler, probably of all time. And he said, Cale is a real scoring machine. And that's exactly what we want to be in the life of faith. We want to become a real scoring machine, racking up points and merits for ourselves and for other people. Now, again, it's nothing we're doing on our own. It's all participation in Christ. It's all in Christ, right? As they say in the Holy Mass, through him, with him, and in him. We're doing nothing on our own, okay? So we know the beautiful graces. We know beautiful devotions, prayers, and rosaries, and different sacramentals that have indulgences attached to them. Okay, we want to get as many indulgences as possible. In fact, there's 4 things you could do every day to gain a plenary indulgence, provided the fact that you've received communion, you're in the state of grace, you've received confession, and you pray the three prayers for the Holy Father, Our Father, Hail Mary, Glory be, and also you're completely detached to sin. If you pray a rosary every day, whether it's in front of the tabernacle, with your family, or in some kind of pious organization, saying Stations of the Cross and actually going through it. There's 30 minutes in front of the Blessed Sacrament. And the 4th one, I can't remember the 4th one, but I'll link it up in the video. I'm not going to take time trying to remember it. But there's many things we could do to gain merit, right? Anytime you say the name Jesus, that's an indulgence. Anytime you kiss the crucifix, that's an indulgence. It's racking up points to help save ourselves and other people. Now, this carries on a very special meaning for those of us that are consecrated to the Blessed Mother. So those of us that have done the consecration to Jesus through Mary, we've effectively given all of our merits, everything of ourselves. We've nothing for ourselves. We've given it entirely to the Blessed Mother. So all of our merit, all the indulgences, we don't offer it for other people now. I mean, we could still pray for, our parents, someone who died, and all this ourselves. But we've surrendered all of our merit to the Blessed Mother. And why? Because she's a much better investor than we are, right? We want to give it all to the Blessed Mother because she compounds it and compounds it on top, builds interest way better than we possibly can, right? So imagine the greatest investor who knows how to really, build the interest and knows how to really invest into basically multiply all of our earnings. Well, that's exactly what the Blessed Mother does times basically infinity, right? Because she's the closest to Christ. So again, it's all done in Christ, but we want to rack up the points. We want to become a real scoring machine. And that's why those of us that are consecrated, you have to be racking up merit. You need to be doing as many indulgences as possible. Again, it's got to come from the heart. It can't just be, this is what I'm doing, pounding my chest, this kind of thing. No, it's all about saving souls. It's all about participating in Christ's redemption. That's what we got to do. But if you're consecrated to the Blessed Mother, and you're not doing these indulgences and these devotions and these prayers that build merit, now you're letting the whole team down. Because those prayers could have gone to someone in a different country. That could have gone to someone who's dying at this very moment, someone whose soul absolutely needs you. So you need to make sure that you're doing that. Otherwise, we're letting the team down. We got to be a real scoring machine. We talk about it in sports. We talk about it in the faith. Make sure you're doing it. God bless you. God bless your family.